Greetings YouTube, Big Terry here with Golden Oaks Worm Company, back again with a new video. And today we're going to be setting up our red wiggler farm, so stay tuned. Now before we begin, I have to apologize for our first video. It seems we had some technical difficulties during the editing process, and it got a little messed up with the transitions that kept playing over and over again. So if you made it through that and successfully watched the video to its completion, I thank you and congratulate you for that patience. Going forward, hopefully we can not make the same mistakes. Still learning how to do this whole editing thing. But today, as we said, we're going to be setting up our red wiggler farm. We just received them in the mail. So we're going to walk through the setting up of the Vermitek worm hut that we received here in front of us. And we're going to get these guys going. Now, our Vermitek Vermihut comes with a base, 5 worm trays, and a tower. It also comes with a soil mover, a cup for catching leachate, which is used to make worm tea, a block of coconut core for bedding, and an instruction booklet. So which gun we're going to use to set up our worm bin. I purchased this online, and if you would like to get one for yourself, I'll leave a link in the a link in the description on Amazon where you can get one. Now the idea behind the worm tower is that you start with one base, and as the worms compost, it starts to fill up with castings, which is that black gold that we're trying to harvest. And then you continue adding layers, and the worms move up as they go, so that you can keep recycling the bins and keep harvesting that worm castings. So we're gonna use just one of these trays right now, which is the lower tray, to start our harvesting, and we're gonna set it up with the included coconut core for the bedding. So let's get that process started. Now our instructions say to add our coconut core brick to a bowl and add 4 to 5 cups of water and let it expand over the next 15 and 20 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to start that process. We're going to use rainwater that I've collected, as I believe I said in my first video that we don't want to use tap water because it tends to be chlorinated, and we want to give the worms the best chance that they have to survive. So we're using regular rainwater that we've collected. So let's get our first couple of cups in here and make sure that we get this coconut core expanded. Adding the first 2 cups. Let's do another 2 cups. Oh, it seems we got a little hitchhiker. Let me get rid of him. That's better. All right, let's start there. Give it a few minutes to see if it starts to break down or expand, and we'll come back and add more if we need to. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. Let's see how we did. Feels pretty firm. Oh, there we go. Just breaking it up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, looks like it's definitely going to need more water here. Still very firm brick. Yeah, so So let's add some more water and we'll give it another 20 minutes or so. Okay, so it took some time, but we finally got our coconut core to break down. As you can see, we got a nice amount here, which is nice and moist. Might be a little too moist. So what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate some shredded paper and cardboard in here to help dry it out just a little bit. Bit of shredded paper, shredded cardboard. I'm going to mix this up a bit. Let up a little bit of that extra moisture. Probably could have used a bigger bowl, but this is the biggest bowl I had. All right, that should be right about where we want it. Yeah, just about. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the cover here. And we're going to take off the first 4 layers of this tower because we want to just use the bottom layer here. Our first part for our first bin. Our instructions say that we have to put some newspaper down on the very bottom. So it's nice to know we have use for those newspaper circulars that they send in the mail every week. Let's see. Okay. This will also help to sop up any excess moisture that may still be in our bedding. We're going to add our bedding here. Generally want a nice even layer. So we're gonna, once we get this in here, we're gonna spread it out a little bit. This will help the worms to establish the microbiome that they're going to need to start breaking down food when we put food in here. Start get that composting process started. All right, got our bedding in. Got a couple, can clean up some of this mess we made. Okay, spread this out a little bit. And put a little bit more shredded cardboard and paper in there. Just want to make sure we're giving our worms our best starting environment. So I'm sure they were very stressed in the shipping process. So we want them to settle down in here and get comfortable in their new home. Now for you and me, this may look like a mess, but for a worm, this is paradise. All right, I think we are good here. So let's go get our worms and introduce them to their new home. So here we have our worms. They came all the way from Barrington, Illinois, from a company called WWJD, not sponsored. And as you can see, the box got a little mangled in the mail by the Postal Service. It's no wonder that their service has been in decline for the last few years. But anyway, let's crack this thing open and see how our worms did. Now, I've ordered supposed to be a pound of red wigglers to start out our farm. So let's see what that looks like. Hopefully they came in one piece. All right, so as you can see here, they did a nice job packing them up. So got a little canvas sandbag here, looks like. Says 1 pound on it. And it's supposed to be some worm food in here that I also ordered, so I can start the process of feeding the worms until we get our composting in. So I believe that's what this bag is here. Yeah, so WDG worms worm food. So yeah, it got a nice little black back satchel here for worm food. And it looks like we got some instructions here as well. So let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, it looks like, it's a nice little letter thanking me for my purchase, as well as some worm food there, and the invoice. Yep, so looks like a pound of red wigglers cost about $60 plus tax and shipping. So when we start our worm farm and start reselling our worms, I think we can do a little bit better than that on the price. And also another $25 for the worm food. I hope it's worth it. Well, I guess we'll find out. So here we go. Let's take a quick peek at our worms, and we'll get them in the bin here shortly. Nice little zip tie there. It's a nice little canvas sandbag. Let's take a quick peek. we can get it open. Here we go. Looks like they are in their own bit of coca coir here as well. All right. So yeah, so we're just gonna dump this into our bin, but let's put a little bit of this food down first so that the worms have something to eat. I'm gonna start here in this corner. Just make a little trench here. I'm gonna put a little bit of this food in here. I'm not sure how much the worms are gonna eat initially. Oh, yeah, it's got a nice little fine powdered worm food, looks like. So let's grab some here. I'll just sprinkle some in this corner. That way when we come back to check on this in a few days, hopefully the worms will be over there in that corner chowing down. All right. Let's off my hands real quick. Let's get our worms in there. Let's get this bag out in here. That was kind of anticlimactic, huh? Let's see what we got in here. Ah, there they are. Okay, nice. Looks like a little worm ball here. Yeah, there you go. Right there in the center. A nice little worm ball here. Seems awful light for a pound, but yeah. Oh, there's another worm ball there. Okay. Yeah, so it's got our starting colony here. You guys are going to have to help me come up with a name for this starting colony. Yeah. All right. So the instructions say to leave them in here with the cover off for the next 3 days, let them get settled into their environment. So we're going to do that, and we're going to check on them in a couple days, see how they're making on. All right, so if you, like I said, if you guys find this interesting and would like to follow us and follow the story of these red wigglers as we get our farm going, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, also like and follow us, and we shall see you guys in a few days. And we'll also be giving an update on our nightcrawler farm. So until then, this is Big Terry with Golden Oaks Worm Company signing off. Looks delicious.